4 movements. That's all you really need in order to improve your back bend practice. I have with me a strap, 2 blocks. I'm close to a piece of furniture where I can slide my feet underneath. So go ahead, get yourself situated. And if you do enjoy this video, hit that like and that subscribe. We're gonna get started. How do you gain flexibility in your back? I'm going to show you 4 moves with their variations that if you practice them every single day, you will 99.9% for sure gain flexibility in your back. You know, if you go through my Instagram, it looks very bendy, but I will tell you that I remember crystal clearly the time when I really disliked back bending and when I just felt that my spine was so inflexible. It took me a lot of learning and a lot of time in order to realize that back bending is actually really all about taking the bend away from your low back. The 4 moves I'm going to show you will help train the flexibility of your cervical and thoracic spine, your shoulders, your hip flexors, and the strength of your low back. That way, when you do start to deepen your back bend practice, it doesn't feel bunchy or crunchy. In fact, it feels strong and, how do I say, it feels good. The first move is going to be your puppy pose. And if you're on the tighter side, you're just going to walk your hands forward, stretching like a cat or a dog would, and allow your forehead to come down towards the floor. And as you start to release the tension in your shoulders, think of melting your heart space down towards the floor. If this is too easy, pick up your chin away from the floor, look forward, and then think of melting the heart, the throat, and your chin down to the floor. And if you feel like you can't, try to slide yourself forward more so that the closer the hips are to the ground, the easier it is to rest your chin, chest, and throat, right? If it helps, you can even drag yourself back until that chin, chest, and throat are down in contact. If you would like to advance even more, hands can come to opposite shoulders, chin over the wrists, and melt heart space down. Activate a little bit and think of melting, pressing the heart down as you lift your chin away. If you still need more, you can grab a block and we'll take the chin to the block. So holding to the outer edges of the mat, straighten your arms, shoulders to your ears, chin to the block, and then melting your heart down to the floor. Lift the chin away from the floor and come on back. Second movement is all about your shoulders. So you can have blocks handy. And on the lowest setting will be the easiest. On a medium setting will be a little bit deeper. Take your elbows to the blocks, interlock your hands, and then allow yourself, your forehead to come down to the floor, hands towards the back of the head. You can even use your hands to gently encourage your heart to melt down towards the floor. Push in the elbows to slowly return. Still on the shoulders, if that stretch isn't enough, grab a nice long strap or even yoga leggings, have it hooked underneath your ankles, take the straps over your shoulders, make sure they're nice and even, and then we'll give ourselves nice slack, straighten your arms back and pull the chest forward. If this is too easy, you can always walk it down more. Really straightening the arms, pushing the straps backward as you lift your chest forward. One more variation for the shoulders. Take one arm, bicep by the ear, other arm underneath you, holding the strap and then loosening the strap. Tricep kick back, straighten both arms straight back for this nice bow and arrow shape. Try to keep that right arm or the arm above head close to your head so that it doesn't move wide. Keep it close towards your ear. Moving down the length of our body, we come to the hip flexors. Level 1 can simply be on your belly. Make sure your hip bones are nice and grounded down, connected. Bend your knee, and then take your hand to the foot and draw the heel towards the butt or the outside of the hip. Notice if the hip bone wants to lift up, keep the outer hip turning straight down. And feel for the quad lengthening back. If you need more, you can always lift the elbow to come on up. Notice how my hip bones are still down. They're not lifting away from the floor. They stay down, the belly button is drawing forward, and my back leg is lengthening back. Level 2s can take it into a low lunge. And over here in this low lunge, I'm really long with my back leg so that there's not really pressure on my kneecap. It's really the soft tissue above the knee that is moving into the ground. You can use a pillow for extra support if you like. And if you need more, climbing up onto the right thigh. If you feel any bunching or crunching here, take yourself lower and work on the foundations of opening your hip flexor. But otherwise, if you are climbing up, suck the belly in, lifting it away from that thigh as you drive your hips down and forward. There's two directions here, down and forward. So if that feeling like this thigh could come to lay down on the floor. Hips are nice and square here. I'm not opening at my hip. I'm keeping this belly button straight facing forward. Level 3s can lean forward, pick up the knee. And again, I'm not on my kneecap. I'm on the fleshy quad tissue above the knee here. So you really want to make sure that you're not just putting pressure on that knee. You can bend the knee, hold the foot, heel towards the butt or the outside of the butt. If you have more range, you can lift up higher and then really draw that heel to hook to the ribs. Suck belly in and up as you open. If the foot stays, you can even reach the arm back and slowly to release. And finally, we come to our lower back. And over here, it is really about training the posterior back muscles to be strong for a stronger back bend. So level 1s can start in a Sphinx pose, and the belly button, the ribs, the hip bones are all in contact with the floor. Lengthen your legs back, activate your arms, pull the heart through. Almost like you feel you could drag your hip bones through your elbows and your hands. Feel the upper back muscles activate. Imagine doing this action without using your hands. Level 2s can separate the feet a little bit wider. Take your hands closer towards your ribs and then cobra pose, lifting up. Again, keeping the elbows bent to really pull the heart forward, pulling that chest and the hip bones forward. Hip bones are still down on the floor. My hips are not lifted up here. They're nice and low as I lengthen the belly button forward and up. Again, bidirectional. You can even add the head, looking up, looking back. For extra posterior strengthening, we could add the legs for full cobra pose, and you will feel your hamstrings, glutes, back muscles all activate. So starting in cobra, lifting up, looking back, feet to your head. And releasing nice and slow. Final posterior strengthening exercise for the back is using a piece of furniture to keep your feet down for your locust lifts. So it's easiest to keep your hands back by your hips, and it's harder to take the hands behind the head. We can start here. Make sure your feet are down. You can also have a friend help you hold your ankles down. Breathe in. And then breathe out to lift up. Lower with control. And you can do this 5 times. Maybe hands behind the head. And rest. And there you have it, 4 different body parts with different variations depending on your level of flexibility to focus on. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave some comments, ask any questions, leave some feedback. And if you want more, I have all of my classes on my app, Om Life Living by Janice Liu. Check it out, and I will see you guys next time.